Hi, welcome to the continuation of completing the squares. Right, so we went through the first example earlier, and now we're gonna go through the second one. So welcome back. And if you're just viewing this video or you have not seen the previous video, please go and check out completing the squares part 1, because this is actually part 2. Alright, let us move into this now. So express y equal x squared minus 8x plus 5 in the form y equal a open bracket x minus h all squared plus k. And remember the procedure that we went through earlier. So let me carry down this function. Once you pay close attention and go through the different steps, it's really simple if you spend the time to actually learn it. So we're going to write this function in this form over here, and as I said earlier, this is the vertex form, and we're going to make a sketch of the vertex for this solution. Alright, so we say when we are carrying out this operation, have x squared minus 8x, and remember, you need to find a number that you add to this function. So you add the number right there, you put back your plus 5, and then you have to subtract that number, the same number. So if your number is 10, you subtract 10, right? And if your number is 20, you subtract 20. So you add 20, subtract 20. But I just use those two as examples. Now, how can we find the mysterious number to go here? Right? The rule says you should take b, divide it by 2, and whatever answer you get, if you answer name a, you're going to square a. I just use the letters for examples. And if you can recall what I explained in the first video, you would know that this term right here would be the a term, or the a coefficient. The a to represent b, which is the coefficient of the x term, and then 5 is the constant, c. Right? So in this specific example, so we have b over 2. So b in this case is minus 8. Right? Sometimes a lot of persons just say b is 8. B is minus 8. So you bring the sign along with the 8. Bring that sign over. So we take out the b as being minus 8. So minus 8 divided by 2 is equal to minus 4. Right? And remember, whatever answer you get for this, you're going to square it. And this will give us, as in minus 4 all squared is going to give us 16. Therefore 16 is our magic number. So we add 16, then we subtract 16. Right? Pretty straightforward once you pay close attention. Now we are going to focus on this part right here first. Alright? So let's go into this now. Equal. Remember that if you can go back to this and look at the form, remember that you're going to need your bracket. So you can put that right here, and you're going to need your square at the top. These remain the same, and you're going to need your x right here. So you can put all of these down to start writing your answer. But how do we decide what number goes here? How do we decide if it's a plus or if it's a minus, and also what number goes here? And previously I went through the factorization process in order to figure out how to get this, but we won't do this for this time. I'm gonna just show you a shorter way in which you can get this, and it's similar to the factorization, but this is more mental now. Which number can you multiply by itself? Or a times a, that will give you 16, this 16, and then you add the same two numbers, a plus a, and it will give you 8, and it will give you minus 8, right? So that's what you ask yourself, which number you can multiply by itself to give you 16, and also add to itself to give you a minus 8, which is this b term right here, right? And while you're processing that, and if that seems too you can actually think about it, or if it seems too complicated, what I want you to do is to take your minus 8 and divide it by 2, and realize that you get your minus 4, right? So this is what we put right here, minus 4, because minus 4 times 4, minus 4 times minus 4 is equal to 16, so it meets this criteria, and minus 4 plus minus 4 will give you minus 4, plus and negative together, so it changed to a minus 4, which is equal to minus 8. So it fit this. So this number is minus, this is x minus 4. And to get out your k part now, it as a result as 5 minus 11, which gives us a 5 minus 16, which gives us a minus 11. Alright, so much shorter compared to the first one. And in this case, your a would be 1. Alright, and your h would be equal to 4. Alright, in this case, and then your k would be minus 11. And just to give you a quick illustration of how this actually looks on the parabola, on the graph. So if you should sketch a parabola like this, alright, and as I said, you can look at the h as x and the k as y. So x, y. So x would be 4, y minus 11. Alright, so x is positive over this side, y negative right here. So if you should sketch a parabola like this, alright, remember, not drawn to scale, not drawn to scale any at all. You should sketch a parabola, not drawn to scale, and the vertex would be right here. Let me use a different color for that. Vertex, what? Not changing? Alright, do it again. The vertex would be down here. We could say, and if these points touch here, and then you have an next point right here that comes at this part, and this forms the vertex. So this on the x-axis would be your 4, and then this be minus 11. So you can look at this and this, and figure out the vertex of the parabola, right? So that's why it is called it's called the vertex form. Let us move to another example now. So let's bring down this example. Y equal minus x squared plus 6x minus 2. Alright, remember, same procedure again, it doesn't change. The negative on this only indicate that the parabola will open downwards. So if you have a x squared and the x squared is positive, then you'll have a parabola that opens upwards, as in smiling. And if you have a negative x squared, the parabola will open downwards, as in a frown. So that's what the negative sign does to the parabola. Right, let's move into this example now. Alright, so I'll have x squared, alright, plus 6x. Remember that you're going to add in a number. We don't know that number as yet. Then you carry down your minus 2, and then whatever that number is that you added, you're going to subtract that number again. Remember, we find that number by taking b, divide it by 2. If we get a, we square a. That's a times a, whatever that is. Alright. In this case, b would be 6. So we take our 6. B would be 6. So we take 6, divide it by 2. This will give us 3. And then you square your 3, right? And then 3 squared is basically 3 times 3, which is 9. So your mystery number is 9. So you add 9, then you subtract 9. So that is what we get. So focus on this part now. Focus on, you can even take this, let me backtrack. Let's focus on this part. Alright, let's focus on this portion. Let me take this out. We're gonna leave the negative sign on the outside. Let's focus right here. Right, and if you remember the method I showed you earlier, you would know that you have a negative sign, so the negative sign remains. But this is kind of new, but it's the same concept. Then you'll need your 2 brackets like that. You're going to need your square and also the x, because those do not change. But how you figure out what you're going to put right here? Now remember, find a number that when you multiply it by itself, it gives you 9, which is this 9, and when you add the same numbers, it gives you 6, which is this 6. How can you figure out what that is? And as I said, I showed you a method. You can take this 6, the b term, and just divide it by 2. This will give us 3, and that's a positive 3. So what you have inside there is positive 3. And if you look at the form at the top, let me put a square right here. It looks a bit more similar to that. Now how you get your k? K is minus 2 minus 9, which is minus 11. Right? So we just change that from the standard form for the quadratic function to the vertex form. And again, in this case a would be -1. Right? And I will go more in details with this, but this is the basic procedure in how we find this form, or how we convert the standard form to vertex form. And please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Remember, this is all about good content, math content, CXC coming soon, Cape Mathematics, and also PEP. So please feel free to share the videos and comment on the videos, and also leave your questions so I can address them in future videos. So thanks again for watching, and have a nice day.